him in here. Go here. Aha, excellent. Ah, see, just like that. Why, thank you, YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. Again, caught me off guard. I think YouTube think they're funny. Okay. Hello, and welcome to United at the Wheel. I'm your driver today, Chucky T, Chucky Dua. Right here, I've got the hat on today, people, or any of the above. I've been missing, I've been lazy, but you're learning to learn to love that. I hope. Anyway, I'm here today with my man, all the way from South Africa, is himself, Mr. Krause, Mr. Fynn, Krause Football. Make some noise, people. This is where I'll have a soundboard and they go, hey! But you're stuck with me. How you doing, my guy? Talk to people. How you doing?
I can still, you have to wait for the claps to calm down. You have to wait for the claps to calm down. But you know what?
Man, I can't hear you. It's too loud. It's too loud.
Very little complaints here. I think, you know what, I'm doing good. Football has started. It's weekend. You know what, you can't ask for much more.
Man, I'm good myself, and I'm glad that you're good. Anyway, today's show, as you can see on the ticker going across the bottom, I hope, is transfers and attitude. I mean, I could have dropped you with something catching like Jadon Sancho is about to happen. I could have got you with Thiago on the horizon, the Liverpool scandal. I could have got you with any of that, but I thought to myself, no. Like I said, I've been lazy lately, but there's a reason I've been lazy lately. I'm inspired by Manchester United, and when we're not actually playing competitive games, I lose a little bit of interest in you guys listening to me talk about the same things over and over again. I made a little video back about a month ago about Jadon Sancho. My stance has not changed on that in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know why I should be bringing you everyday regurgitated newspaper talk, because you got other outlets for that. There's plenty of outlets. But today, I'm just here to talk about transfers and transfers attitude. Anyway, what do you think about that, my man?
About the Jadon Sancho deal?
But just in general, everything I've just said, let's just summarize. Let's go.
Just in general, look, as I said, I think that's just a deal that's gone on forever, and I think it's going to continue going on forever. I think my stance is also the same. Absolutely, everyone's gone nuts about the possibility of Jadon Sancho joining Man United. But it does get a bit repetitive. And for the first week or two, you say, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? And here we are, lots of time later, and you're like, okay, I'm kind of tired of the story. You can just say the end now.
Man, yeah, it does seem to be dragging, and I'm kind of more to the point of in football attitudes. I'm realizing, and it seems you hear it, you can tell when you're getting older. It seems in this day and age, the more access we have to information, the more stupid we seem to get as people in general. I mean, their obsession with money and football is ridiculous now, and I've got a parallel to you. I think it goes in hand with what happens in the music industry, if that makes any sense to you. People start getting tied to who's got the most sales, who's got the most views, and then that kind of attitude in life is spilling over to football, but it's actually redundant and stupid. What matters in football, the currency of football, is joy and ultimately trophies. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I actually totally agree, because the problem with the internet is anybody can use the internet. Absolutely anybody can use the internet, which means anything can be said on the internet, whether it's true or not. And with millions of people having access to the internet, I mean, you're at least going to get over 1,000 people who believe it. I mean, I don't know if you know, but like, I think in the Bayern Munich PSG final, 15,000 people were caught watching the wrong final being live streamed. It was a game between Bayern Munich and PSG like 3-4 years ago, and 15,000 people watched it. But at the end of the day, I think football, I don't want to say it's almost too commercial, because when you think of older football, like football, I don't know, a decade, 2 decades ago, you don't think about the social media impact on it. But as technology gets on, people care more about brand deals and looking good and being good poster boys for football, rather than just playing the game that you love and doing well with your team because you love your team.
Oh, man. And what makes it even worse, it almost seems like, for me, it almost seems like clubs are actually buying into this notion. And I suppose all these sort of behaviors actually helps to drive revenue, helps to drive streams, and helps to drive interaction and clicks towards the club. But it's crazy when clubs are jumping on back of it. I see when you got an entire football club trolling another club online. It's ridiculous. It's stupid, and it takes us away from what's happening. And then we get fans getting truly angry on information they know nothing about, based off an opinion of a commentator or of a journalist. It's crazy. You think so?
Exactly. Or someone will start one joke and it'll go on forever and ever and ever, to the point where you're like, is this really true, or is it just an ongoing joke that isn't even funny anymore? Like when Bruno moved to Manchester United and he scored a penalty or a few penalties. Now everyone's like, oh, all you can do is penalties. And after that Liverpool Leeds game last night, Liverpool get 2 penalties and all United players are attacking them, saying, oh, all the Liverpool players do is score penalties.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And like I say, it just really does distract us from what's actually going on, which is either we get a player or we don't get a player. Going on to like the current contract talks, it's strange, as in there's so many opinions out there. It occurred to me, for example, you can have 2 intermediaries, as in 2 clubs, Manchester United and Dortmund, let's say, for example, and Jadon Sancho. Say when he does eventually come, Jadon Sancho, he ain't gonna know the ins and outs of the conversations necessarily between Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund. So if the player who involved might not know, why do people think people in the papers have the information correct? It's ridiculous, and we all get so bogged up in things that don't matter. All that ultimately matters is what the guy does on the football pitch if and when he comes. I think everyone really just needs to calm down. It's taking too long. It's this, it's that, or it just calm down. It's ridiculous. Just look at it as how it is. How do you feel?
Yeah, look, I mean, I tend to agree. I said in a video about maybe a week or 2 weeks ago that I'm at that point where I don't believe we've signed a player until I see his debut match with him wearing United's jersey. Because, I mean, I don't know. As I said, like, anyone can say anything on social media, and like the players don't even necessarily know. You get to that point where like, okay, you say this was in the newspaper and this is the article that's written, where in reality, a title in a newspaper or a title on social media is only written because they know it will get people's attention. It's not necessarily true, but the problem is there are so many gullible people out there, unfortunately, who will believe it or not. And in majority of the case, it's not actually a real transfer going on.
Oh man. And even with the transfers that do occur, people have information so wrong. Perfect example, Anthony Martial. The English press said he cost too much, you know what I mean? Tony Marshall came from France. English press said he had no chance. 50 million, they said, down the drain. The guy cost us 30 million, but Tony Marshall scores again. I know, great song, but the narrative's all wrong. He did not cost us 50 million, it was not down the drain. Ultimately, that guy cost us 32 million, which is astonishing when you look at it. What do you think?
Yeah, look, the other verse, it just wouldn't make a very good song, would it? 50 million is just... But at the end of the day, Marshall maybe then was 30 million, I would say, is about right. Maybe we could have even paid more. I mean, it's just crazy because money is obviously going up.
Yeah. Inflation rates for that.
Player 30 million. Yeah, like a player who was 30 million then would not cost 30 million now. I mean, nowadays, I would say Marshall could probably go for a good 60, 70.
Easily, especially if you take into consideration the season he just had for us. And if you take a look at the market price for other players like Pepe, Arsenal, Banter, yeah, you know what I mean? So, yeah, is it that much money? But yeah, but if even still to today, get into an argument with an Arsenal fan or with a Liverpool fan, they'll tell you, oh, he cost this much. And people gravitate to stories that back their agendas. And I've been trying not to use the word agenda because I'm telling you that's the key word of 2020, apart from COVID and epidemic. Agenda. When it comes to football-related discussions, it's just agenda. But really it does. The agendas lie within the publications that's trying to get you to come there to get the information. Oh, man, it's ridiculous, man. And also, something else that I'm not sure if Manchester United fans are aware, there are a plethora, loads upon loads of actual, genuine, fake accounts. I'm talking people who support other clubs will make a Manchester United account, go out there and talk the most madness, and you will gravitate towards it and take it a gospel and think, you know what, has got a point there, and the back it, and then also it creates so much division and infighting within our own fans. It's toxic and insidious. Don't you think so?
Yeah, look, the problem, people are sheep. People are sheep. If someone has any opinion that sounds 100% different, people will either hate it or they'll all follow it. But you only need like a handful of people to start following it. And if there aren't any haters at the time, everyone else will follow it or everyone else will believe it. No, people are sheep. People are horrible. They all just follow a common trend, whether it's in terms of making a meme, making a joke, whether it's in any sort of world, whether the football world, music world, movie world. The first person to have a very bold opinion, people will follow.
Tell me about it. Yeah, everyone wants to gravitate towards their own Kanye, and we've got fake accounts who are being the Kanyes of the football fan world. It's ridiculous. People just need to just look at things with common sense as well sometimes. As in, you get people saying Man United overpay, and then Man United, they don't ever want to pay. You have the same people having arguments with themselves, essentially, based across a timeline of a month, if you look at it. It's just base your opinion off common sense and just think to yourself, does it make sense or does it not make sense? It is that simple. For example, Jadon Sancho. Does it make sense Dortmund want to keep him? Yeah, it does make sense. Does it make sense?
He's a world-class player.
Does it make sense he wants to come to Manchester United? Yes! It does make sense.
100%. We're a big brand, we're a big club, and we could propel his future.
Does it make sense Manchester United are trying to save money on him? Yes! It makes sense!
We're run by business things.
It's like all these things can all be factors all at the same time without having to be black and white down any single one of those. And if all those factors make sense, well, how can you possibly have a quick and smooth resolution unless you're appeasing only one party more than the others? And also, is it good practice to have a transaction between three companies and only appeasing one, basically? Is that good practice?
I mean, look, it's absolutely insane because a transition like this is not going to be as simple. As you said, I don't know, it's crazy because, look, Dortmund will want to get as much money as possible. Mm-hmm. We want to save as much money as possible. And that makes sense, especially considering the fact that Dortmund are getting better and better and better. They are looking like they could potentially compete in the Bundesliga at an eventual stage, and they know they'll lose that if they got rid of Sancho. So, of course, they want to sell him for more. Of course, it's like people only look at it from one side where there are actually hundreds of factors that are involved.
Oh, man. It's not that straightforward. We've got a comment from BB Brown saying, the more they keep Sancho, the more his value goes up. Oh, for sure. Oh. But his value will only continue to climb based on him playing football and doing well. And also just little telltale signs, as in, I don't try to dwell on things too much, but just little things like Jadon Sancho taking Borussia Dortmund off his Twitter. That might seem nothing to nobody, or it might seem like a lot to a lot of people, but if you look at it as like a relationship, have you ever been in a relationship with a girl, it's not good times, and then she goes and changes her relationship status to single, do you know what I mean? It means there's something going on, doesn't it? It's not just for fun, you know what I mean? Man,
people like to start drama.
But yeah, people just look at it. But I'll tell you something I find really, really interesting, actually. Not dwelling on transfers. This is not a transfer show as in it's gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. I'm just having a discussion with my man, Big Fynn, Krause Football. Follow him, people. Subscribe to him, subscribe to myself. I'm just getting my man's thought on things, if you know what I mean. But I'm going on to this Thiago thing. I find this really interesting. It's picking up some steam right here, as in, I'm astounded Liverpool Football Club are holding off on 25 million. I'm a little bit confused. Can you make sense of it for me?
25 is great for Thiago.
Yeah, and they don't want to pay it.
25 million.
Apparently they don't want to pay it.
Thiago's a £50 million kind of player, at least.
I really don't understand this. I don't get it. As in, to the point where I
think it's
go on, you go first. First.
The one thing I'm trying to figure out is, obviously, we're not talking about whether it's a good transfer, whether it's bad, whether it should happen, whether it shouldn't, whether we think it will or won't. But a part of me says, like, Thiago is a world-class player. He's proved it everywhere. But also, I don't understand how Liverpool could waste so much time on it when they have a player like Wijnaldum, because I've always said, or at least I've said for the last few months, that Wijnaldum is the kind of player that Thiago is. I don't mean like Wijnaldum's as world class as Thiago. I mean, it's a bit weird that they want Thiago because both players are very similar in my opinion, and I don't know why they want both.
No, so sorry to interrupt you again. Shout out to my man Red Devil Studio. He says, "Hi guys, good show. I'm glad you're here, man. I hope you're good, duty. If any of y'all who there watching you all got my Skype. If you want to jump in on this, feel free. I'm getting my man Finn's opinion, but I'm interested in all opinions. Drop comments in it. But back to what you're saying. I hear you, Thiago and Wijnaldum. There's not too much difference in factor of what they offer to a team. Obviously, one's far more accomplished than the other. Well, creeping up actually. I forget that. Scummy Pool have won a few things lately, but I hear what you're saying there. But I just don't understand. It's sometimes in football, it's like a no-brainer. It's just like if you're an Xbox fan and they say to you, the next Xbox, you can pre-order it now for £200 or €200 or whatever the currency conversion is in your country, $230. I don't know wherever it is, but yeah. But if they say you can get it for that price, it's a no-brainer. You just go and get it.
No, I mean, look, it's just 25 is incredibly cheap. I mean, that's cheaper than Nathan Ake to Manchester City. I don't understand that. I just don't.
Unless I don't get it. Unless they're so sure he's only coming to them and they're definite that they can drive the price down. If that's not the situation, I don't know what they're doing. But to the point where they got one of their closest rivals, maybe not in league position, but as far as in titles and Premiership medals, don't ever forget, you're on par with Leicester and Blackburn. Anyway, as I was saying, apart from that, man, I don't know what they're doing, man. It just seems like a no-brainer to me, man. I'd go and get him. I'll just go and get him if I was them. But they're gonna let their rivals, come in and possibly take it from their nose. I would love to. It's almost one of those ones where I might kick myself down the road a little bit. But I just want him almost purely on that fact. It's worth it. Do you know what I mean? Just to take him on Liverpool, it's worth it. Let alone who he is and how much he is.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I've said this a few times. Liverpool have to do something in this transfer window, because I posted my prediction video for the Premier League, I don't know, a handful of days ago. I think if Liverpool don't buy anyone to compete, especially a player like Thiago, who not only just adds depth or whatever, I think Liverpool could find themselves in third place this season, looking at Chelsea and Man City.
Ooh. Oh, you see Chelsea? Okay. You feel like Chelsea are going to gel. Do you know what? I've been kind of lazy, but I haven't done any predictions as such. Maybe we could have a little... Well, let's have a little... Changing the subject topic a little bit, but still around that, because it's highly based off transfers again with the amount of work that's gone on at Chelsea. Fair play to them. That's a lot of business. I don't know if I'd want that for Manchester United if we were to buy 9 players in one window. That's crazy.
Too much pressure.
It's crazy.
Too much pressure.
I wasn't even thinking about the pressure. I was just thinking of this too much change, man. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, because now you don't know how these players are going to click together, if they're going to do well together. And at the end of the day, it is really expensive. I mean, as United fans, when we watch our club buy someone, they buy one player and it's a lot of money, and then we hate it when social media says, oh, so much money and they don't perform. Harry Maguire, most expensive centre-back, and he doesn't perform. We hate that. Now, can you imagine having 9 or 6 expensive new players in your club? That's a lot of pressure.
Oh, man. It kind of reminds me of when money over here, money over there, the Arab money come from Manchester City. When that first come in, it reminds me of that, because they bought so many players, and I was laughing my head off that season afterwards thinking, what's going on? Like, why would you buy something? It didn't work. And then financial, I don't know. In fact, just I'm a bit sporadic right now. Does financial fair play still come into account right now? Is it a factor?
Sorry, repeat.
Financial fair play, is it a factor right now, or have Man City made a complete mockery of this? I'm not sure, because if it isn't a factor, then yeah, really you'd be worried. But if it is a factor, I don't see what they're going to do.
I don't know. I seem to think so, but it's a very behind closed doors kind of thing, because we don't know the entire story. But I don't know. I find it I'd go on about financial fair play, or because I mean, it's a lot of money, But at the same time, like if you look at Chelsea, I mean, they did have a
Oh
transfer ban,
no.
and you don't know how much.
I don't think you quite understand what I'm trying to say. No, what I'm trying to say is when Manchester City did this years ago and it didn't work for them, financial fair play wasn't a factor then. What I'm saying is Chelsea don't have that luxury now. If this doesn't work, they're in trouble. And what I mean by they're in trouble
No,
is...
huge time.
Say that again? You didn't come through then. Say that again?
Yeah, I mean, no, seriously, if this doesn't work, they're in huge trouble. Unless they can then get rid of the players for a fair amount. No, they're in huge trouble. No, they'll actually ruin themselves with this.
Oh man, BB Brown says financial fair play has been relaxed, but he's not sure what the hell relax actually means. But it's been a bit relaxed. If that means it's a free for all, then it could be quite dangerous, boy. But all it means, one thing, the pressure. Who do you think the pressure's on? Chelsea Football Club, or do you think the pressure is on Frank Lampard?
It's a bit of both. I mean, part of me says Frank Lampard's got no pressure. Club legend. I don't think the club want to get rid of him, blah, blah, blah. But I think there's a lot of pressure on Lampard because this is his first big managerial job, remember, and it's his first proper transfer window where he can buy big players. I think it's a lot of pressure on him and the club. I think it is pressure on both because obviously the club have to financially look after this. Mm-hmm. Lampard has to almost drive this wheel here for the Chelsea bus. Look, it could really go sour and impact both.
Oh, man. But for me, I feel ultimately the pressure will lay more on Frank, as in when things ain't going right. My mind is damn sure easier to change the manager than change the football club, obviously. So I feel like these amount of players is putting pressure onto Lampard. And do you think it's Lampard who's buying all these players? Or I'm not sure on the Chelsea structure. If anyone out there knows, please feel free to let me know, or even in the comments afterwards, so I can be educated in it. Do they have a director of football? Is it Lampard who's picking all these players? If he is, wow. If he's not, what's going on? Does Lampard genuinely want all these specific names?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's running the show, but I mean, look, it's an incredible. You look at it like from on paper point of view, these players are great, but I think they've done things a bit too fast. I think this should have been a thing that you do over 2 or 3 transfer windows. I think who's ever got these names down, it's fantastic. Who's ever gone to get these players, fantastic. But it's almost a bit too fast, too soon. It's the same as when Fulham got promoted, not this season, but 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Yeah, I remember.
They
went crazy.
Straight back down.
They went crazy. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like, man, it's a strange one. And the reason why I'm saying that is I can't believe Frank Lampard genuinely wanted every single one of those players. I find it, I don't know, maybe I find it hard to believe. I mean, when I look back at Chelsea days with when Mourinho was back there, he also was complaining that he had players he didn't ask for. And if you look at Manchester United, apparently Di Maria was not asked for, and apparently Falcao was not asked for, which is very interesting things when clubs decide to buy a player rather than the manager, which is so. I find it really hard to believe Lampard has picked every one of these players.
Yeah, I think, the difference I think is Mourinho has a lot of respect compared to some of the managers that came to United, whatever. But it can really backfire if it's not because the manager knows the team more than the board or whatever. The manager watches that team every day. He trains it. He wants something specifically. He molds the team to what he wants. And as you said, we didn't necessarily United. It wasn't the manager who wanted to get Di Maria or Falcao. And that means they don't necessarily fit the system. It's just a big name. And that's why players like Di Maria or Falcao flopped, because they didn't fit the manager's role.
But the manager is under pressure to play them because of the media storm that's priced and thrown up because of the wages. And it's all a big, stupid roundabout that doesn't really benefit Manchester United very often. We seem to catch the raw end of the stick from this. We're having such a huge fan base, and we jump on top of each other on situations that we seem to create ourselves. It's crazy. It's like we just want to be angry. I want to complain. I want to enjoy football, man. And our fans are sucking the life out of it. And other fans are loving it. They're loving it. They'll say anything and we're biting, no matter what.
There was just something very, very different about watching Leeds versus Liverpool last night, because as United fans, we watch every game and we go, this sucks. Our mentality sucks. And it impacts the players eventually. And it impacts the way we think for all games. And then you watch Liverpool, although we hate Liverpool as United fans, you just have to admire watching their fans and the fan basis, how they show support in every game. They can have a very poor time, yet they're always there singing "You Never Walk Alone." It's that mentality you put on yourself that makes you, whether you enjoy football or not. I haven't enjoyed a United game in a very, very long time. In fact, there are even points where I don't watch some of the games because I don't enjoy it anymore.
It was getting to that point, but it changed. But to be honest, beginning of last season, it was very hard to be a Manchester United fan. But I didn't have the greatest expectations for last season. But when I look at it now, if that was Manchester United playing yesterday and we conceded 3 goals against Leeds, all you're going to hear from everybody is that Manchester United can't even keep a clean sheet against a team that's just come up on the Championship. This is disgraceful. And they'll be like, Harry Maguire doesn't know what he's doing. Dude, if Harry Maguire did what Van Dijk did yesterday, internet meltdown, man, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Love it.
Harry Maguire memes would be everywhere. Liverpool players would be. But like even United fans I'm seeing today, they're not even going too hard on Virgil van Dijk because, I mean, Van Dijk's got that reputation, but yet if it was, I don't think Maguire's that bad. The problem is he that 70 million or whatever we got him for? Probably not, but was Virgil van Dijk worth what he was worth for Liverpool? Absolutely not. Virgil van Dijk's like a 120 million pound player if you look at him now. So it's not that we got Maguire for too much. It's a matter of Virgil van Dijk was just an extreme bargain.
Virgil van Dijk is an interesting player, man, to be honest, full and truly. But I don't want to give him too much praise. But like I said, the mistakes he made yesterday, man. But the mentality of different clubs, it's funny, man. I was thinking, I'll give you, I won't keep you too long. We're getting there to half hour soon. But I was thinking, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. Manchester United buy Alexis Sanchez from Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
It did not work out for us, obviously. That's not the point I'm trying to make here. What is the talk we hear of Alexis Sanchez? Alexis Sanchez, $500,000 a week, which is not true and never was true at any point, first of all, which I've got to point out there. That was never the case, but that's all we heard. If Alexis Sanchez played for another club and he did well, they'll be like, oh, they took their best player. I can't believe it. He was free. He was free. Ha, 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 ha. It just shows the mentality of how clubs think. Or fans, should I say.
But everyone always swaps their point of view to suit their own personal thoughts. For example, as you said, it always reverts back to comparing United to Liverpool because I think that's probably the best example in terms of showing a mentality. For example, how many years did we tease Liverpool saying, oh, you're just talking about the past, you're just talking about past glory, it doesn't matter. But now as a United fan, I'm getting pissed off by other United fans because now that Liverpool's won the league, all United is doing is talking about the past. And now Liverpool have that ability to say, all you talk about is the past. We really...
It is a funny one. I get trolled as well, man. But it's funny for me. But what I was putting in perspective is like, dude, all right, fair enough. You're talking about a few years, man. If you times that by decades, that's what we were talking about, Liverpool. Shut your mouth. I'll never forget that, Liverpool. It was decades we're talking about.
Hold on. I personally, if Liverpool win the league, like Liverpool fans can't chat anything to me. If Liverpool win the league consecutively until they catch up with United, I will be in my 30s. I'm currently 19. I will be in my 30s, and that's just statistically impossible.
Oh, man, you're 19, man. Oh, you know what? You speak well for your age. You know what? Why can't more young people be like my man right here, Fynn? You know, obviously raised correctly, has a head screwed on, has good vision to decipher the bullshit from facts, man. I like that. You're only 19, man. You speak real well for 19. You're quite knowledgeable of Manchester United, man. But yeah, Liverpool, deep that. That is some serious talk right there. You tell him, Fynn. Tell him.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I've prided myself on being, I think in sports, it is very important. Yes, support your team to its full ability when they lose, when they win, but just make sure to not be too biased towards your team. I think too many people are too revolved around the fact that, oh, my club has to be the best. And I think talking about transfers and mentality and that, I think that's almost the kind of problem Arsenal are having, that Arsenal will win their first Prem game.
I'm glad you said that. When you're saying that, I was
going to say,
we're winning
the league.
Unrealistic views. That's what I'll say. A lot of unrealistic views, as in call a spade and see how it is, how it is. And the reason why I say that is with Pogba injured beginning of last season, in fact, we did better than I thought we would. I thought if we get top 4, we did something awesome.
I thought we were going to get 5th. I was happy with 5th.
So then obviously that so-called PE teacher in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as they say, he must know what he's doing to a degree. And also something that really winds me up is the fact that people discount the fact Ole Gunnar Solskjaer he's won titles. And they have the nerve to say, yeah, but it's only there. What the hell does that mean?
Title's the title.
Oh,
Title's the title.
There's other managers who have managed in all countries. Some of your favorite managers that did not win the league once. Man, I don't know why people just try to discount it. At a club that has never won it before. At a club that have a history.
A winning manager.
Man.
Yeah, I think a winning manager is a winning manager, whatever league they're in. It's a different version of it. Like you think, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer won in was it the Danish league? I believe. It's like, and you think to yourself, well, you can't say, it's easy, it's an easy league, because you're implying that the team he used was overpowered, where it was a Danish team in a Danish league. It's not just 100% guaranteed. It's a matter of winning a league is winning a league, and it shows he has the winning mentality. We wouldn't have signed him if he came 5th or 6th in that league. I
completely agree with you, man. People change. I'm not going to use that word that A word I'm avoiding, but people change the narrative to back their own thoughts. Definitely, all the time. People definitely do change the narrative to back it. And literally what you're saying there. And then when you say to them, but that team had never ever won it before in 100-year history, he turns up there and then he wins it. Then they just discount it. Yeah, but it's that league. It's, oh man. Just like, for example, I was having a discussion with an Arsenal fan earlier on. I find this is quite interesting. I was talking about Bruno Fernandes. And no, we're talking about Jadon Sancho, right? And then I was pointing out how Jadon Sancho's record is he's a top top goal contribution teenager that's ever lived. And the guy said to me, gone?
No, I'm saying Jadon Sancho's stats are insane.
No, it's mental. And the guy told me it's only the German league. I was like, what does that mean? It's only the German league. But I was like, but what I told you about Bruno in the Portuguese league, he was like, that's only the Portuguese league. And then he came over and did it here. So what does this mean? It's only the German league. Dude, you see, what's his name that plays for Dortmund right now? Haaland. People are absolutely lauding him, but they're adding his statistics from the previous. Where did he come from? What league did he come from, people?
They're from the Austrian league.
Exactly. But people want to add that up. They're not saying it's only the Austrian league when he wants to back their narrative. But yeah, but it's just strange how people just say it's only this. You still got to turn up and do it. That's crazy.
Yeah, because if it's that easy, why isn't everyone doing it?
That's my point right there, man. That is my point. As in, he went back to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his previous club. He went and did that back to back. It's not like he had awesome backing. He had a mentality, a strong drive, and a desire to win, man. And also respect him as well. I keep pointing out, it's not like he's not a new manager, man. He's been doing this for a decade now, dude. That's a long time.
Exactly, and remember, don't forget, he got like Cardiff relegated. He's worked through the system. He's improved over time, and just because he's not the best in the world now doesn't mean that he can't eventually work his way closer to that ranking. He's improving over time. And
then also the fact he got Cardiff relegated, that's not all a negative, man. You learn from your adversaries, man. You learn from bad times, dude. You definitely do. Him getting Cardiff relegated, that is him learning about the Premier League and the direction he went into. And also, he's never going to allow that to happen to himself again, dude. I'm pretty sure. He's realistic, far more realistic, man. But yeah, it's all very, very interesting things. But I'm glad that you know what? Fynn has got his brain so screwed up. I'm 100% definitely going to have this guy back. We're going to have another conversation for the people, man. But we've reached the half-hour mark. I promise I won't keep you too long. And to be honest, I think we've got the point across. Just so in a summary, people, just be intelligent. And I've decided, I never thought about it before, but the people, when I do start getting viewers, I want smart viewers, man. I do. I'm okay. Don't get me wrong. We will also have Arsenal fans because we can't always have smart viewers. Yeah, I said that to you, dumb. Only playing Arsenal fans. You're not all dumb.
Well, in in all fairness, I had someone in the beginning of last season fight me, and there was an Arsenal fan who went to school with me, who I swear on my life told me that Martinelli was better than Greenwood.
Dude, it's amazing. It's absolutely. I didn't realize it before. I need Arsenal fans in my life. I do need Arsenal fans in my life. Otherwise, I won't know what intelligence is anymore. You guys you're wonderful. I mean, I'm not saying you're dumb. You're just really spirited. They're dumb. Dumb. Anyway,
you're like the Will Ferrell of the world.
We need you. You're our special cousin. We still need you though. We love you anyway. Anyway, let me stop calling. But anyway, Fynn, thank you for coming on. Again, people, that's Fynn Krause Football. FYNN KRAUSE. And y'all know how to spell football. It's my man. You know what? When this is posted again, I will edit it and I'll hopefully put his name in the description. But I'll definitely have Dude on again. And you guys can catch up with Fynn and myself. You know what this is. Hopefully, it's United at the Wheel. So just subscribe, like to both of ourselves, and thank you for watching. And thank you to Red Devil Studio and B before dropping in your comments. Anyway, man, thanks again, Fynn. You can say goodbye to the people if you want or not, man. It's up to you.
Well, it was awesome. Thank you, and I'll be back if you guys are watching United at the Wheel. And if you're watching this on my channel, which I might edit this on my channel as well, please follow United at the Wheel. I mean, really, let's see how far we can get them in terms of subscribers. I think this has been an awesome collaboration, and yeah, as I said, I'll definitely be down to do this again. So thank you, Chucky, for inviting me.
Nice one, man. And if any of your followers are as smart as yourself, man, I think I want you guys to definitely follow me. That's the sort of followers I want. Even if you don't support Manchester United, don't get me wrong. I get a bit animated. I like to corn and take the big pick out of other teams, man. But yeah, I really am just interested in other people's opinions, man. It's a lot more interesting. As in, just the other day, I thought I was going to go and I'm talking again. Anyway, we'll catch up. I was talking to some Arsenal fans and I actually found their conversation interesting. Deluded, but very interesting. But on that note, thank you, and I'm out. And peace.
Cheers.
All right.